All right, just finished working out. It was deadlifts today, so crushed it. That's why I'm using a product from Doug Miller. It's his trademark. So this is my post-workout shake that I have anytime after I have a real workout, like not a metabolic conditioning or a mobility day. If I have a real strength training session, this is my post-workout. I do half a scoop of Pro Zero. Right now I'm using cinnamon roll. This is the bigger container. Lasts a little longer. I do a scoop of PWO, which is a mixture of fast digesting protein, carbohydrate, and an ingredient called velocitol that helps with protein synthesis. Overtraining solution. Mark Lobliner, and Mike Rashid's company, Ambrosia. I do 3 scoops. This helps keep my immune system on point and helps me recover faster. We have 2 different patented ingredients in that product. And then pure Creapure, straight up. No bloating, no water retention, but huge for strength. And that's the focus of my training, is getting stronger. There's water and ice already in there. And then I put a handful of organic spinach or kale. In this case, it's a mixture of both. I go organic because I don't want the pesticides, I don't want the garbage. I just want the good stuff, micronutrients. And I don't juice. A lot of people talk about juicing, and I'm not even talking about steroids. I don't do those either, but I don't juice or advocate drinking green juices daily because you miss out on the fiber and the roughage that the vegetables are supposed to contain. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a juice or a green drink every once in a while, but on a daily basis, you want that fiber and that roughage. That's why I leave it in there. So blend it up, good to go. I just got this NutriBullet too. This is the RX one. It's like extremely powerful. It makes everything like completely smooth, like a milkshake. Doesn't matter what you put in there. You can put any amount of veggies you want in there, and you can't taste it at all. It's incredible. So I also packed my lunch while I was blending. I have rice, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and chicken breast. So I take one meal with me every day to work because it's hard to stop and go get something multiple times. I'll usually take one with me, eat one out, and then one's a bar and a shake. So I'll have 3 meals at work, and then one before and one after, and then this shake right here. That's like my daily eating. What's in those meals might change depending on my current goals, but that's the structure that I stick with. And I encourage, if you're trying to get on a nutrition plan, that you incorporate a structure. That's something I'm gonna teach Kelvin, is a structure to your eating habits where you have times of the day that you get used to eating, because our bodies run in that way. We have natural rhythms where we get used to habit, and what makes champions, what makes winners is routines, is procedures that you commit to. So having that set eating pattern and somewhat of a schedule allows me to, even if the food contents change, have some stability to base everything off of. So we're gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna get into today. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about what's going on today and how it affects the overall greater scheme of my life. I'm getting rid of this dresser, and I've been working with a designer for the last like 3 weeks to a month on custom designing a closet that's gonna get built into this wall. So I'll show you what it's gonna look like. It's kind of cool. This is what it's gonna look like. And it's basically exactly like to the specifications that we came up with based on what I want. So it will hold this TV right here, or even a bigger one if I want to in the future, or for whoever would live here in the future if they bought it. It will hold that TV so I can get rid of that stand right there, so it'll open up the room a little bit more. But also, it will literally be a fully functioning closet. So it will have a section to hang clothes in that's equivalent to half of my overall closet right now. It will replace all these drawers plus add more, and then really like change the room. You know, so I have something like that downstairs that I had put in for like the TV and all the stuff downstairs, and it really changed the room. I'm counting on this to do the same. So, but what this vlog is about isn't really replacing a dresser with a closet. It's more about the organization that I'm putting into my life overall, and the habits that I have built already and the ones that I'm trying to continue to work on as everything gets busier for me and for HPN and the other businesses I'm involved in. The habits that you have to have if you want to be excellent. So the things that I consider to be crucial. So this is one example and one way that I'm making a change, but let me tell you about how it's gonna lead to more things. I'm gonna have this be gone, obviously. This will be gone as well. I'm gonna move this mirror right here to the other side of the room, and then I'm gonna get like a nice chair right here. And why is that important? Because I wake up every day at about 6 a.m. and usually, you know, I don't go to bed till like 1 or 2, so I average like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a lot of nights, so at the most, on the high end. And that's if I don't fall asleep on the couch. So I want to have a chair here so I can wake up and immediately just kind of like sit up right when I get out of bed without having to go to a running start. I can just sit up and kind of focus myself for the day and maybe do a little bit of meditation, whatever I want to do, instead of just immediately going to the foam roller, which you'll see is right there because I use it every day. When I wake up, I can have a few minutes to gather my thoughts as I get out of bed. I think this is crucial. And if you don't have time to do it right now, you need to wake the fuck up earlier and do it. You want to have about 10 minutes in the morning when you wake up where you do nothing, where you simply, you know, don't clear your mind and do like think about emptiness. I'm not a fan of that form of meditation, but fill your mind with beginning to organize and sort all of the things that you have in front of you for that day, your short-term goals and your long-term goals. Just think about all those things and put them in your mind, because that starts to give them power in life. And as you approach your day, you're gonna be much better off. So this is my little example of how I'm trying to continue to build that routine for myself, because the amount of things that, you know, I do on a daily basis is pretty extreme. But if you organize yourself and you hold yourself to a high standard, you can get anything done. The amount of productivity a person can have is tremendous. And people who don't have productivity usually are people who are unorganized or they don't have a plan. So this is a small example, but I'm gonna show you a few other ways and hopefully the end result by the end of the day of how that can, you know, make impacts in your life. Yeah.
And then I have to take it out the base molding.
Right.
Okay.
So what about these wires that are on the base?
I just put out
Okay.
to the carpet.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I don't think the viewers at home are going to get really how dangerous that just was. That's crazy. This is another part of, it's funny, I didn't even think about it. This is another part of my organization approach. You have to keep your stuff clean. Like whether it's your living area, your office, your car, doesn't matter what kind of car it is. I had a Toyota Camry for like 5 years and I kept that thing spotless. I was washing it at least twice a week and I would detail it like once a month. And you have to take pride in your stuff and having it be clean and neat and organized. That sets you up for success in itself, because the tools that you have at your disposal and the assets that you have are optimally positioned to help you. And you just feel better. You feel better flat out, and you're in a better position to be successful in other areas. So the warehouse here, you know, we moved from like 4,000 square feet to about 10,000 square feet. And we're about to add another 1,500 square feet by getting a spot next door. We're gonna go through the wall, but even with that much space, we still have to be very organized, which carries on what I was talking about this morning. So we're constantly looking for ways to make sure that we're being as efficient as possible with our space. And a very valuable space for us is our pallet storage back here. So this is the things that we're not using necessarily immediately, but we need to have them on hand because we do have additional storage off site where we hold more pallets, like just another like 30 or 40 of these. These are all different products and they need to be organized by pallet. So we're always looking for ways to free up some of these spaces. So we're reorganizing shelves and getting these together. You need to do this in your life too. You need to always be looking for ways to organize yourself, looking for ways to make better use of your space mentally, your time, your money, your resources. If you can do that, you'll always be set up for handling things as best as possible when they come along. So when we get another big shipment, we need space freed up. If not, we're like, okay, well shit, where are we gonna put this stuff? So we constantly gotta be aware of it before the need arises. If you only make adjustments when you're under pressure, you don't make the best adjustments. If you do it ahead of time, however, you will make great choices that you can think out and be optimal with. So it's lunchtime right now, and that reminded me of another big organizational life tip that I use. Some of you may not have a choice. You may have a job where you get a specific lunch break, but I try and accomplish the majority of my urgent tasks before I eat lunch. So you eat breakfast in the morning, maybe you work out, maybe you don't. If you don't, you should start. But if you eat breakfast in the morning, that should fuel you through the day. You don't want to eat a breakfast that makes you feel lethargic or sluggish, and that's why I actually like training in the morning, because you feel so mentally ready to go afterwards. You're ready to attack the day. You should accomplish the vast majority of your urgent tasks, things that really need to be done that day, before you eat lunch, in my opinion. And this might push lunch back to 2 p.m., 3 p.m., but that's fine. If you ate a breakfast that was healthy and balanced, and maybe you have a protein shake or a bar or something like that in the interim if you're really hungry, you can get a lot done more efficiently because your mind is more fresh. As you start to go into the afternoon, 4 or 5 p.m., 6 p.m., most people start checking out mentally, and you really slow down with your productivity. So if you incorporate this, you'll immediately skyrocket what you get done in each day.
Are those the labels?
Yes, son?
Where's mine?
Sorry, son. What we're talking about is the end of Q1 and the start of Q2. At this point now, we've gone through everyone's goals for Q1 and evaluated them, as well as awarded the appropriate bonus, which goes on this month's check. But now we're moving into Q2, and we're almost done with everyone's goals, moving into the next quarter. So yet again, the opportunity to improve yourself, add new skills, push yourself, and earn extra money on top of your pay. So Q1, for most of you, was all about focusing on adding some new skills and broadening your horizons, if you will. Q2 is going to be focused on you guys kind of taking that and running with it. And what that means is the goals that we're trying to set for each person in the second quarter are not so much for us to judge. There will be an outcome of your goals that will be strictly in your hands. And we'll just look at it together, and what it is what it is. And exactly what that means is going to be variable per person, so there's no point to get into examples. Like bigger than anything we've ever seen, and it's going to require everyone to do what you did that was accomplishing one of those aims. You should probably be ashamed. Like, what did you do today then? What was the value of you being here?
Either that, or now you gotta add a shadow to that, so it pops up.
Mm-hmm.
So go to your image.
Yeah, that's really good.
Did you try that on the other day?
Yeah.
The
one that tastes like the candy,
no?
More the
Rachel. Literally did everything for her. Still couldn't.
I'm gonna cut this clip.
I don't even want to have this product anymore. Hey, sir. Just check it in. You turn the light on?
That's okay.
And we were like, will the TV be centered if you're sitting here? And the answer is yes. It will be. Nice. All right. We're rolling. All right, so they're all done for the day. They still have to put the crown molding up top, and then they need to put the doors on this hanging section of the closet, but you can see it looks pretty damn good. I mean, I'm really happy with it. So what's going to happen is the TV will go in there, and it will sit in there, and then this little unit will be gone. I'll probably move this mirror over there, and then put a cool chair right here that, like I told you about this morning, I can just use when I wake up just to gather my thoughts for a few minutes to mentally prepare for the day before I get going straight out of bed. So I'll obviously have to put all my stuff in here now, set up the TV and everything, but I'm pretty excited about this. You like it?
I like it.
I think it's dope. So anyway, you saw a lot today. You saw the beginnings of this. You saw where it started from, but moreover, you saw a little bit about like how we try and have leadership at HPN and how we try and really press for growth in all areas, not just in one area or another, and not just as a company, but as a company that's made up of a bunch of humans, and all these humans have a role, whether it's being optimally fulfilled or not. They all have a role that can be crucial, and it can be more or less crucial depending on their input and their efforts. So we spend a lot of time and we focus a lot of our energy at HPN on growing our team as individuals. Though they may leave one day and do something else, while they're with us, that is of immense value to us, and we want them to be valuable as people and to have valuable lives and to continue to grow and build skills, whether or not they're with us. That's just as important to me as the success of HPN is the success of each individual team member. So that's the end of today. I hope you learned something from this. If you guys have questions, I'm always here to answer them. That's a big part of what I want to do, is give my knowledge and my information and my advice. If you want it, I'm here for that.